how much house can I actually afford to buy? That's exactly what we'll be covering in today's video. Hey guys, I'm Brandy Leiden, host and founder of Mom You're Not Alone, and I'm also a local realtor and investor here in Knoxville, Tennessee. So let's dive into this content today. All right, mamas, so number one, we want to figure out 25% of your take-home pay. To calculate how much house you can afford, I recommend using the 25% rule, so never spend more than 25% of your monthly take-home pay after tax on a monthly mortgage payment. Following this rule keeps you safe from buying too much house and struggling with meeting the payments or having enough for your other living expenses. This 25% includes principal, interest, and property taxes, and also homeowners insurance and HOA fees, PMI if applicable, and let's say that you earn $5,000 a month after taxes. According to that 25% rule, that means your monthly house payment should be no more than $1,250. So stick to that number and you'll have plenty of room in your budget to tackle other financial goals like investing for retirement, saving for your kids' college, all of those fun things. Number two, use a mortgage calculator to determine your home budget. There's lots of free mortgage calculators available online to help get a rough idea for your budget, which can be very helpful for planning out what houses you may be able to afford as you're looking at homes. We'll link to one in the description. Let's look at an example. So if you use the mortgage calculator linked in the description and plug in a home value of $198,000 with a 20% down payment and have a 5% interest rate, you'll find that your maximum monthly payment of $1,250 jumps to $1,500 when you add in taxes and insurance. So to get that number back down to a monthly housing budget of $1,250, you'll need to lower the price of the house you can afford to $163,000. So you see how this is going to vary based on what that 25% take-home pay is. Number three, save a bigger down payment. This is another option. So your down payment makes a big impact on how much of the home you can afford. The more cash you put down, the less money you'll need to borrow. That means a lower mortgage payment each month and a faster timeline to pay off your home. Many people aim to save up a down payment that's 20% or more of the home's price. If you're a first-time home buyer, a down payment of 5 to 10%, we see that a lot. This is going to be up to you, and you've got to look at it in your situation. Number four is going to be, don't forget to factor in closing costs. So a down payment isn't only cash you'll need to save to buy a home. There are also closing costs associated with this to consider. So on average, closing costs are around 3 to 4% of the purchase price of your home. Your lender and your real estate agent will let you know exactly how much your closing costs are going to be so that you can pay for them on closing day. These closing costs cover important parts of the home buying process, such as appraisal fees, home inspections, loan origination fees, credit reports, home insurance, property taxes, and don't forget to factor your closing costs into your overall home buying budget. For example, if you're purchasing a $200,000 home, multiply that by 4% and you'll get an estimated closing cost of $8,000. So if you add that to your 20% down payment of $40,000, and the total cash you'll need to purchase your home would be $48,000. Make sense? Great. So number five is going to be consider home ownership costs between repairs, upgrades, and maintenance. Those bills can add up, so you definitely want to look at all of that. If you're planning some home upgrades or you're a first-time home buyer, add room in your monthly budget to cover unexpected expenses. These costs can include increased utilities. So on average, if you're used to paying $100 to $150 on utilities as a renter in an apartment, you might need to bump that up closer to $400 a month as a homeowner. You could probably have more square footage. You're adding in some utilities that maybe you didn't have to pay as a renter. And then maintenance and repairs. So most homeowners spend about $3,200 a year on home maintenance projects. This could include things like landscaping or routine services like pest control, HVAC tune-ups. There's several things that are routine maintenance. And then you've got upgrades and additions. So minor home upgrades could be significant investments, so you'll need to plan that in your budget. Now, I'll throw in a little piece of advice from a real estate perspective. You can avoid some of these major home, significant investments by purchasing a home warranty. And that could be crucial to you being able to afford, if your HVAC goes out and you have $6,000 in replacing your HVAC, but you bought a home warranty that was $500 for the year and they replace it if it goes out. So that's something that you could do instead of budgeting for that major investment. If you don't want to buy a house currently but are still interested in getting started in real estate, Airbnb may be a great option for you. Check out this video right here where I go over five tips for running a successful rental property. If you got value from this episode, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any other questions about getting into real estate, let me know in the comments.